What's going on, guys?
How's camp treating you so far, 9 days in?
Pretty good. I felt like just there's being in Florida. Talk about the heat, this, that, and the third. Felt like it was a smooth transition, just in terms of being in shape and everything, learning the defense, and we got a really good group of guys. So I'm having fun. I'm enjoying the process, and just learning and growing and just finding out a little bit more about myself, just as every camp presents new challenges, new things. And it's just fun. This is why we play the game of football, and I'm enjoying it.
Who's been helping you out in that room a lot, guiding you through, getting down both the defense?
Yeah. Well, really, I've been watching, Zion and Dean, because they have a lot of experience. But I feel like I'm learning through everybody. Like when Coach corrects somebody, it's like he's correcting all of us. And then even the young guys, the young guys, I pay attention to them too. They're doing some really good things. So I feel like I learned through them what works, what doesn't work. Coach Ross, Coach Rashad. Um, they they're really good coaches. They know the game. They both played the game. So I'm super grateful to have them as coaches, and because we can talk ball and they see it from a player's perspective too. So then, that really helps a lot. And they kind of understand the ins and outs of this defense because they've been in the system for a while. So just leaning on pretty much everybody, and then myself, and just learning. Okay, what did I do here? Just from where I've previous places where I played, and then maybe is there a better way to do it now? So just little stuff like that.
Going up every day at practice against Godwin and Evans and the other guys, you got to get better, don't you?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Those are two of the two of the top guys, just even in football in general. With Godwin, he's very smart. Evans, same thing. He's very crafty, very skilled. So just anytime you get to go up against him is huge. Just slows the game down, I think, in general. Because then because it's like when you line up against him, you're like, okay, I got to be on my A game. So I think it just elevates everybody else.
What have you seen out of Jalen McMillan?
What's that?
What have you seen out of rookie Jalen McMillan, the Whitehead?
Um, I think he's very crafty for a young guy. Just kind of like understanding how to change the pace. He's very quick. He's fast, and then also he has a good change of directions, knowing how to set up routes, making things look the same. And then I think he just makes plays. He has really good hands. For a young guy, I think that's key. I think Mike and Chris and some of those other guys in the room, Shep, are starting to. I think they're starting to help him a lot, just slow the game down. So I think that we can see that now.
What about some of the younger guys in your own room? Who stood out to you? Who's impressed you?
Honestly, I feel like all the young guys been making plays. I wouldn't say like one person in particular because I feel like, I mean, was Funderburg, whether it's Chris, Donald, Keenan, like all those guys have been making plays, and that's why I was saying like some of the young guys I can learn from them because how they're doing stuff, technique, they're raw, and so they're taking what's working. So there's just little stuff like that. I feel like, I mean, all around the cornerback group has been really, really, really solid. So it's been cool to see that.
We talked to you around OTA and for a minute here. You mentioned how flex tough defense is compared to what you had in New York. As you keep playing training camp with pads on, how much are you getting used to that defense, and what do you really like about it?
Yeah, it's starting to get more comfortable. I think the key is just being on your details because with a lot of different calls, you got to be sharp and make sure. And I think for me, it's like the more I learn the defense, the more I know where the spots are, where the help is, how to play to the strengths and weaknesses. And I think what's really fun is when you understand the defense because then you're really like in Coach Bowles is going to put us in position to make a lot of plays, and so for us, it's just understanding the details of it, and the sharper we are on that, the more plays we'll be able to make. So I think that's going to be the fun part, just as we grasp it, being able to take our shots, understanding where our help is, where our help isn't, and then I think just the plays will come after that.
What's your comfort level right now with communicating with these guys? Obviously, a new team, new system, and everything. Sometimes it can take a while for a guy to find his voice or kind of, get into
Yeah.
that flow of communication.
Yeah. I'm kind of one of those people on the field where like I'm gonna be loud, and if I'm wrong, then like we'll get on the same page. Cause then like I would rather talk and then be wrong versus not talk at all. So for me, I feel like that's helped. And also, I feel like we have a really good like tight knit group, like on the players on this team overall, like just all the players, like it's very like much of a brotherhood. So like that helps on the field too. So like, when I'm talking to my guys out there, it's like, oh, okay, like we can back and forth. It's not like, you're just talking to a stranger out there. So I think that's been helpful, just building that bond and that connection with the brothers.
You obviously played with Jordan, and now he's kind of back for a second stint. They play a lot more coverage probably in New York than here. They're a little more attacking. So, what is it about Whitehead that you saw both there and here that impresses you about his game?
Yeah. Um, it was interesting because like in New York, like I kind of understand his game more now, how he played in New York after being in the system, because there were certain things that he just did really good just instinctively, and I think it was like because of how he played here. I think in New York, I think it helped him. Like it just elevated his game because we didn't really do too much on defense. So then he got to like really get really good at a couple things, and then now he's here and he's has more reps and on those certain coverages. So I think that like his game in New York elevated. But me and Jay White, that's my guy, or Jay White, that's my guy. We actually played against each other in high school, so it's been cool to just be, and then in college. So just on every level, basically, just being around him. But he's a good player. I appreciate playing with him.
You like the aggressiveness? I mean, are you doing more at corner? Is it more press coverage? Is there more stuff that you're able to impact the game in a
Yeah,
different way than what you do?
yeah. It's a little bit of everything. I think it's we're not game planning, so it's gonna be a little bit more of everything versus like one thing. I'm sure each week there'll be a different focus, whether it's gonna be more this, more press, or whatever. So right now it's just kind of a little bit of everything.
What do you like about Jamel Dean?
Uh, Sorry, I
What do
can't.
you like about Jamel Dean?
Jamel Dean. What surprised me is how fast he was. I didn't realize how fast he was just watching him, like just on tape, you know, um, just throughout the years. He's really fast, but he's also very smart. I think he understands the system and he knows like where his help is, where his help isn't. He's comfortable. You could see him like pretty comfortable and just knowing where to be. He doesn't have to do as much movement. He's not doing as much work because I think he's playing smarter rather than harder necessarily. So I think that's one thing that's cool about Dean.
How much does it help with time being in a system, for a certain amount of time that helps with like wasted movement and things like that?
Yeah. Well, I think anytime you're in a system for a while, just the more reps you get, the more comfortable you are, just the more you understand how to play certain things, the more also you get to see certain things on offense because they're going to attack the scheme, the system, very similar. So just being in it just is, makes everything kind of slow down. Um, so yeah, I'd say that.
You played a variety of roles in your career. What were your expectations coming in here with your role with this team, and where do you kind of see yourself being able to contribute the most?
Yeah. Um, Honestly, didn't really have an expectation kind of coming in. I just really wanted to come in and just have an opportunity to contribute in any way that I can. And I felt like this was like the door that God opened for me. So I just felt like this is on my heart to come through and take the opportunity. And I really just want to, glorify Him in everything that I do, whether it's I'm on special teams, whether I'm starting, whether I'm third string, whether I'm whatever it is, in any role, whether I'm not even active and I'm just, on the sideline encouraging the guys. I feel like that's my biggest thing because I'm a follower of Christ before I'm an NFL athlete, and I don't want to ever lose sight of that. And I think that's kind of the biggest motivation for me is just wanting to have a spirit of excellence in whatever my role is, and just doing the best that I can, and bringing honor and glory to Him through that. Yeah. Appreciate you guys.